everybody, Allan Spencer here. I'm so glad you've decided to join us again for another episode of Masterpiece Symposium. This is a video series that is dedicated to highlighting mastery or just showing examples or giving advice, or maybe even just listening to other people discuss certain aspects of mastery, or at least the striving towards mastery. Again, like I've said before, I'm not claiming to be a master in everything that I do, but I am claiming that I will always try, and that I will strive for mastery. And there are a few things that I do that are pretty impressive, but those will all be revealed later on, or if you haven't seen them already on other videos. But I'm going to go ahead and take one aspect of mastery, and this is in the lessons that I teach in the classroom. I teach band most of the time. I've taught band at all levels of education. I now teach music at the college level, but I was teaching band music at the high school and middle school and elementary level for the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 years. And one of the topics that I very much try to embed into the curriculum is this question that my students ask, and that is, am I coachable? Is what the students should be asking themselves. And the reason why I tell the students to ask themselves this question is because I say, I want you to consider what is the main difference between an A band and a B band and a C band. Because when high school band students graduate, they typically will go play in a college band, and college bands normally have something called this concept of the A band, B band, and C band. And I explain to them, well, what's the difference? And a lot of the students raise their hands and they say, well, they beat out the competition at the audition, which might be true, but a true director looks at something a little more important. A true director looks for, is this student coachable? Because the director is the sculptor. The director has this substance that they're trying to make something out of. And so if I'm a sculptor, the difference between an A band and a B band and a C band is the C band is granite, and the B band is like wood, or, you know, if I was whittling wood. And then sorry, did I say B band? B band is wood, and then the A band is like clay, something that is very malleable, something that I can move with ease. So if I'm conducting the band, if I'm conducting an A band and we're doing whatever piece of music we're doing, and I just suddenly decide to slow down, right? Does the band slow down with me? If the band slows down with me immediately, it's just the same way as if I just arbitrarily decide that I want to move something down here or over there. Can I do that with my sculpture? B band, I can do it a little bit better, but it takes more time, it takes more grinding, it takes more drilling, you know, to get the sculpture the way that I want it with wood. But with B band, if I decide to cut some parts out, that's it, that's what I have. And A band, if I take some clay off and I decide that I want to change, I can put it right back, right where it was before. And then of course, you know, the C band, you have granite. I mean, you get one chance to get what you need out of there, and it takes a long time. So yes, it is true that typically the A band players in an audition are also the same people who play auditions really well, because of that discipline and training it takes to play an audition well. Just so happens to be useful in an A band setting, but it doesn't mean that you're going to have people who are scoring really well on auditions also malleable people in a classroom. And I'm not even talking about musically the whole time. I'm talking about malleable people up here, people who have the mental discipline to sit through a 3-hour rehearsal. A band players can do that without losing focus. C band players, you typically can't. And so the director really is faced with this issue of saying, can I coach these kids? Can I give an instruction and bam, it's done? And the difference between an A band and a C band is that time discrepancy. C bands are bands that you typically have to say the same thing 7 or 8 times before they finally sinks in. An A band or a pro band is one that says, can you fix that? You see everyone take out their pencils, they change whatever they need to change, and you never hear that mistake again. That's what happens at the pro level. That's what happens when I play with things like, when I play with organizations like symphonies and whatnot. I cannot recall a time that the conductor told me to change something on the music part, and then I pulled out a pencil and changed it, and then everyone went back and made the same mistake again. And that's because I have the discipline, I have the intention on being malleable, on being coachable, on being someone that can be just like a light switch, turned on or off. You know, whatever the director needs at that time. If he wants, you know, if he's conducting and he lowers it, you know, gives me a dynamic change, can I change just like that? That is an ideal situation. So I tell the kids, are you coachable? Are you someone just typically in life, like if you're walking around or if you're involved in some other class, are you able to turn on a dime? Because that ability is reliant upon a lot of factors. But reliant on your ability to adapt, the amount of training and discipline that you've been able to that you've put into yourself to be able to make sudden changes, to be able to, I don't know, I'm just going to use a silly example for an art class because I don't know anything about art, but if you are doing something on an art project and the teacher comes over and says, well, I need you to do it again, but do it this way, can you do it like that? That is the symptom of a master, is someone who is coachable, someone who is malleable.